should be back now. I do apologise for that little hiccup. It was telling me that it didn't have the capabilities to run the stream. The reason being is because obviously I haven't got a stable internet connection. Unfortunately, I am using hotspot, which is also the other reason why I cannot have the chat open. So again, I do apologise, but anyone who wants to leave a chat in there, we will be able to see them post-race. But we can see people are readying up right now. I do believe we are still waiting on one more person. I will just double check here who we have got racing today. So, as we can see, the people going in so far that we've got Fister, only Destroyer in the Alpine, we got Steele, LDN in the other Ferrari, we got Arash Alonso in the Haas, HRV Thomas in that other Ferrari as well. We've still got that reserve in that Ferrari. They are very good. They're getting a very prestigious seat to be able to live up to. LWS Yorkie, your championship contender in the Williams there. We've also got Kirky, which is also, I do believe, if I just double check there, Nifty Nasri as well that we see here. He is in that McLaren. Jay Clate's in that other Mercedes, and it's Henry Dwarf filling out that other McLaren seat as well. We got Corks 08, he's in that other Haas, and Bejar Mike following Yorkie in that other Williams. Joshua Meister in that Alpine, CD Bradshaw and Jamie in the AlphaTauri, and then last week got Gold Samurai there in the other Red Bull. Now I'm excited for this as well, and I hope you guys are as well. Hopefully the Mercs can extend their lead for the Constructor Championship, because they are still in battle with Williams. There is a 7-point difference between them two. Then Alpine in third and AlphaTauri following next to them. We're also in the battle for third in the Constructors title, so hopefully they can pull out a lead on that as well. But as we start to get ready, ready up for the short qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, if everyone can get ready there, and then we can get ourselves started. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay, and again, if you do want to leave a chat in there, just so you can see this, so I know that you can see the stream and you can hear me as well, that'll be fantastic. You can see all the drivers are readying up now. Just looking through there, we've still got Blazer Guns and that second Alfa Romeo that were meant to be extending that lead. Blazer Guns, if he gets a good result as well, he can extend that lead even further in 6th place. Joshua Meister in the Alpine and Bizarre Mike as well are on level pegging on 5th and 4th, so they will be looking for a good result to be able to extend their points leads, and hopefully one of these drivers can then try and get even further into 5th place today. Obviously we've got LA16 Hamilton in Mercedes, Stetton 69 in that other Mercedes as well. We've only got one Mercedes actually in today, so I do apologise, but hopefully they'll be able to bring in a good result to be able to increase that Constructors' Championship lead as well. So as we all get ready up for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, short qualifying, so I believe it's just going to be one session of 15 minutes, so the qualifying is definitely a lot more important in this stage for these sprint weekends. It's only a 9-lap sprint, so if anyone is using the softs, it is definitely the go-to tyre if they want to run around Azerbaijan. Not too sure what the hard tyre is going to be like, but we might see a few hard runners in the main race as well. And of course the medium tyres is obviously the most favourable tyre, being the middle of the range as well. I don't dare open up the stream because I don't want it to cut out again, so hopefully everyone can see that all okay. Just waiting for all the drivers now to load themselves up into the race. Should be a good race today. I do believe F5 had a really good season as well. I've actually got the standings up in front of me, so I can just sit and I can reel them off as I'm looking for them. So let's just wait for everyone to get themselves signed in, and we'll get started with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Alright, so we're getting everyone ready. I do believe there is going to be one person joining in the middle of qualifying, which is a shame, but it's still a good thing they are able to make it in at some point during this race weekend. Now we got everyone ready, and I do believe we've got that second Mercedes Snedden coming in to come back and possibly increase their time for second place as well. If I just quickly grab up the standings again, just so I've got them up for me. I want to be able to read them. These are the standings after Singapore, and yes, Snedden's is in second place there. So hopefully, maybe if they get a good result, they can try and challenge. They can still try and challenge Yorkie in first place. But at this point, Yorkie could have the potential to close out their championship for this race, as we do have one race left of the season. It's Miami next week as well. So hopefully, they have a good race as well as we get into short qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Okay, as we get into the short qualifying now, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be keeping ourselves into broadcast mode as much as we can. If I pop into the spectator mode, yep, we're in broadcast mode, and we'll keep the spectator mode on there. I'll pop on the telemetry, and I'll pop on the lap data as well. Also put on the track map for the full track map so everyone can see. We're keeping the fastest lap on there as well, and we've got the leader coming up as well, but we'll keep the fastest lap open for everyone. And then what I'll do is I will pop away the spectator menu. I'm glad everyone can still see that. As we see, the first person coming out of the pits now is actually Kirky. He is going to be coming out in that other McLaren. He's going to see if he can pop in a good lap for us. Let's pop that down there, and we can see how he's going to do in that lap here. He's going to start on the soft tires, so he's going to use one of them to get out. And we've also got everyone else coming out on their out lap. We've got the championship leader here, Yorkie. He is one of the first people who have come out. He's going to obviously want a really good qualifying for the sprint race as well. If you can start well in the sprint race, you're going to be able to get a good running in for the main race as well. So let's watch our championship leader. Let's see. Oh, and there is a crash there. What has happened here? Oh, it's Arash Alonso. He seems to have spun that round. I wasn't able to catch that in time, but I'm glad he was able to keep himself out of danger for that. Let's go back up to Yorkie, and let's see our championship leader just finished his out lap here, coming around the final quarter. Very unique track, Azerbaijan. Obviously, the first sector is a very boxy section with a load of left-handers. I believe it's a 20 corner track. It's an anti-clockwise circuit, one of many in this calendar, and we're starting to see a rise in the anti-clockwise circuits and also the clockwise circuits as well are coming up in. But we can see here he's going to start his out lap. We've got obviously the soft tyre runner, and we can see going up at 200 miles an hour. Going to hit the DRS there. Really well done in hitting that DRS right on cue. And let's go through a lap here for this circuit. I'm going to pop on the broadcast mode so we can actually just bathe in the glory here of LWS Yorkie, see what he can do with this Williams, popping open the DRS as soon as he comes through that board. A little bit late on it, but that's no matter. I'm sure he's got the speed. Getting 200 miles an hour down that straight of T1 or T2, going into T3, coming into T4. It's a very tight section here, so he wants to be able to hook that up really nicely and really well. Coming up now into T5, T6, again very slow section, very well done. You want to keep away from that curve because that is a curve that is very easily going to unsettle the car. Coming up in towards the cancel section now, again a very short section. You do not want to be stupid around this section, let me tell you. So he's going to come in. Oh, that is a very aggressive line into there. He's popping up, he's popping round, and he's going to come round this very messy section round the last part of the lap. So far we are doing a very fantastic lap. We're at 1 minute 6, 1 minute 7 so far, so it's going to be a very good lap here for us today. And if we pop ourselves onto the camera view here, we'll see Yorkie go back onto the T camera here, coming down the back straight. We are on a 1 minute 25 right now. This seems this is going to be a very quick lap. This could be a 1 minute 37. Hopefully he's going to get down this back straight. He's going to want to go as quickly as possible. Obviously hot lap mode. He's going to hit the DRS as soon as he can. 210 miles an hour down the straight. There goes 137. Let's see, 140. Yep, we got 140.5 by Yorkie. Very good lap as well. Not sure if he's going to keep this up for the rest of it, but I think he's going to cool down for the rest of this lap here. Got Steel LDN coming in 5/6 tenths behind Yorkie, and then you got Kirky as well. What a very decent lap there. That is Joshua Meister. That is 8/100ths of a second behind Yorkie, and you see here Yorkie's just going to see if he can feel a way around his track. We've got another slow car. I'm wondering where that is. Let me see. Steel LDN, he's slowing down on his lap. He's going to take this lap and try and regain some ERS down there. And oh, what is this? What's happened here? We've got Gold Samurai, who's spun. He's got his magic brake as well. He's done a Lewis Hamilton, so he's going to have to come back out. He's going to have to try that again, try that lap again for the second lap here. Obviously, we've got a few cars going slow, so obviously they've done their first laps here. So far, we've got Blizzard Guns. He is 8/10 behind Bradshaw. He's done a 1 minute 40.4, which is an absolutely stinky lap of a time. A very good lap from him. Yorkie is down to third at the moment. We're getting some good times coming in 1 minute 40 to see if we can get anyone to break into the 1 minute 39s. Oh, we've got Arash Alonso. He's slowing down to let people by. That's no worries. That is very good racing there. We've got Steel LDN. Is he going to go out for another lap, or is he going to come back in? It's a very low wing setup here for this race, so it's going to be very close between all racers. Got a lot of people trying to slow down to try and let people pass, try and get as much space as they can, so that they can possibly go out for another lap. And obviously we've got here Steel is going to let some people out through. Obviously let people take their laps there. So let's see, is anyone going to be continuing for their laps? Yes, we've got Bizarre Mike. He's going to go for another lap here, and that's a nice little turn one. Someone coming out the pits. Fantastic, thank you very much. That is very good racing from a lot of the guys, making sure they're keeping themselves out the way. And oh, it seems like Bizarre Mike is running low on fuel. He hasn't got his DRS open, so maybe he's not going for a full out lap there. What's happening here just in the last sector? Oh, it seems to be Fisher there. Looks like he's running out of fuel, so he might just come back in. But he's also got a little bit of damage. I can't actually see what's on the front of this car. It'll be really good if we can actually see what's on the front of his car. Has he damaged it? Yeah, he's lost a front wing end plate, so that's why he's going slow. So he's going to possibly come back into the pits there, possibly to try and get that fixed. Let's see here. Got a few people coming in. Obviously, naturally, coming in. Make sure you hit that pit entry as well, so you don't get a warning or a penalty. That is fantastic. So yes, after those first lot of short qualifying runners, we have currently got Bradshaw 16. He has got on a 1 minute 40.4. He's currently the fastest man on the track in that AlphaTauri. We've then got Blair's Guns in the Aston Martin. 8/100ths of a second behind Bradshaw, and then you've got the championship leader Yorkie. He did that 1 minute 40.7. He is about a tenth and 600ths behind Blazer Guns there. Oh, we've got another racer. We've got Bezar Mike. Is he out for another outlap? Is he? He's doing quite well. Doing quite well today, so he is. Let me just shut up here and we'll see if anyone else is going out here. We've got Kirky here. He's going out for another outlap, so that's fantastic. Let's see. Let's go on to the onboard and let's see what's going on here. Oh, he backed out of that because we had the Red Bull of Gold Samurai come out there. So let's see what he can do. What seems to have happened here with Steele? Is he just letting people through? Yes, okay, no worries. He's just letting people through so he can then gain a little bit of space so he can then go for another lap. Now, there is going to be the possibility of people using up their soft tyres. I wouldn't suggest to use up your soft tyres, especially during the sprint race. You're going to need the fastest tyre because you're effectively doing a big sprint race for that, or a big load of qualifying for that. So a lot of people for this sprint race would be looking through. And is that Joshua? That is Joshua. That is gone through. We're going to see here. Oh, he has clipped the wall on the castle section. Very, very easy to do. I wasn't able to catch that there, but at least we were on one of the cars just to catch him there. So I'm not too sure where that's going to come up. We can see there's a lot of cars here. Just obviously making sure you're careful there. Just avoid that there. Well, that's unfortunate for Joshua, but he's got a 1 minute 40.3, so he's done well to put that Alpine up into P1 so far, provisional pole. Let's see who else is going to be going out doing a lap work here on J-Clates. In the other Mercedes here, filling in for LA16 Hamilton there. He's obviously looking to get a good result for Mercedes so then they can improve on their constructors' titles. I'm glad that Cody's has rendered in the truck mirrors for the Mercedes. That is good. Oh, a little bit of a cut of a wall. No damage that I can see so far, which is all good. And who has spun there? Someone has spun? No? Okay, so it's just because I'm allowing people to go through in that Williams. Obviously he needs a little bit of space for the second lot of qualifying runners. And let's see, there's many people going out in the soft tyres, but obviously this will be a lot of practice for the sprint race because it is going to be a short sprint race, 9 laps for the sprint race, to allow people to get accustomed to it and also get setups as well. Obviously short qualifying, park firming rules are in play, so people will have to obviously load their setups in previous practices as they may have. Oh, he's just getting a little bit of a tow there for the from the car in front. Who's that? Is that the Red Bull in front? Yes, that I think that was the Red Bull. Or no, that might have been. Let me see. No, that was Gold Samurai there. He's just popping back into the pits. He gave Vito Mike a nice little tow there, just down the pit straight there. As we go into T2 with the Williams on board here, we're going down DRS open, flying down that back straight. This is a 200 mile an hour straight, and then a harsh braking zone into turn 3, and then a nice flowing section here from turn 4 to turn 5. It's a nice little section here as we pop ourselves into fantastic. Nice little turn 4 there, and then we come to turn 5, turn 6, very slow section, but very nice whenever you hook it up well. I'm happy to see a lot of people are staying away from that inside curb because it does upset the car a lot. We're coming into T7 here on Steel LDN. He's going 1 minute 40.2, very close times here that we're getting in the short qualifying out of Azerbaijan. Following this nice little flowing section of the Azerbaijan. Oh, that's a spin. Oh no, that is very upsetting from PSR Mike. Very, very upsetting. Very heavy on the throttle there. I do apologise for the stuttering there, but it's very unfortunate. So it is very, very unfortunate. So a lot of people are going to have to make sure they are keeping themselves right around that section. It's a very, very easy section, especially uphill off camber, just coming out of the castle section. It's very easy to plant the throttle and then spin the car out, especially when you're not running traction control. You can see here there's quite a few people on board with Fister here in the other Red Bull. Obviously, what we've got here, apologies, we've got Fister here replacing Roman Piara in the Red Bull, so they'll be looking for a good result. They are currently last in the standings, but they can still gain a few points. They can still try and see if they can regain that ninth place from McLaren. But we're going to see here what we've got coming down to see what kind of time they can pop in for this battle. For maybe second to last, but it's still bragging rights if they can beat the McLaren there. But we're going to see what they've got. Obviously, coming out of that corner, I believe that's T14, coming into T15, T16 now. Nice little flowing S section here, coming into the back straight. You want to try and maximise as much speed as you can, so you can get the slingshot down and hit the DRS as soon as possible. 210 mile an hour straight down here. Let's see how they fare on this lap, on this lower onboard here. We'll go into the broadcast mode here. 141.3, that's not too bad. Coming into T1. I'm glad that they're not locking up there, so we're going to pop down towards 2-2. Nice little slow section here, but it's very, very rewarding if you can get that right. Hit the DRS as soon as you can, and race down towards T3. Now, Sector 1 is, again, a very awkward section, as it is just a boxy section. Very good for overtakes, but we're going to see if anyone can capitalise on that as well. We've got a slow car in Sector 1 on that straight. We've seen there, I'm not too sure whether that is Kirky or whether that is the Dwarf. That is Kirky there, that has just gone past the Alpine. I can see there on that back straight there. But let's see, we'll pop on the onboard and we'll see what this lap time is, and then I'll let you just enjoy the soundtrack of the Red Bull there. Got a slow car just coming out of Sector 1. That is the other Red Bull, I believe. That is of Gold Samurai. He's just trying to get a little bit more space because there is a few cars ahead of him there as he slowly brings his car towards the castle section. We'll pop onto the other Red Bull there. We had Fister there. He did put in a really, really good time there. 2/10 off the leader. The leader being Steel at a 140.2. So again, a really, really good lap as a personal best. Coming into the castle section, Gold Samurai, making sure he does not do something stupid around the castle section there. Got quite a few slow cars coming into Sector 1. Obviously, a lot of people are going to try and let other people pass, try and see if they can try and nick a toe to improve their lap. As we haven't got much time left, I think we've got 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes left of this session here. A lot of people are going to see if they're going to try and come out and see if they can improve on their lap times. We're doing so far so well. We've got the Ferrari in the provisional pole at the moment of Steel LDN, and then we've got Joshua Meister in that Alpine in P2 there provisionally, and then P3 is CV Bradshaw. I believe there's a few guys out there that are keeping in the pits because they do believe that they can keep with their position, but obviously everyone's going to start to rush out now, so it's going to be very difficult to try and keep track of everyone. But we'll pop on to our championship leader of Yorkie, and let's see what the championship leader can do for his second to last race, second to last sprint of the season. And we'll see what kind of lap time they can do. So many people are getting caught up on each other, coming into Sector 2, coming up to the castle section. Now guys, make sure you are keeping it clean when you're coming through there. We've got the two AlphaTauris behind one of the Aston Martins as well, so that's going to be a very messy section. But let's see here, let's go on to Yorkie, and he's going to try and slow down, try and maybe see if he can get a toe, but no, so it's going to let him through the other McLaren, so that other McLaren's probably going to get the toe off the back of the Williams. But let's see, let's go on to the onboard of Yorkie now, and let's have a look and just admire the type of lap they can do. They're in P9 at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be wanting to increase that and hopefully get to the provisional pole. Maximise the space as well outside of there, so they can get over 210, possibly maybe get to 250 miles an hour as they go down towards T1. Heavy braking zone. Make sure you don't lock up that car as you're coming through. Oh, just over the curb. Make sure you don't unsettle the car as you come into T2. Another heavy braking zone. Hook this one up. Try and stay away from beating the car onto that curb of turn 2 as we then race down towards T3. Very fast section, Sector 1, so it is. We're coming up to T3, another heavy braking zone into a nice flowing section of T4 going into T5. And let's see, make sure you stay away from that curb on the inside. That will unsettle the car, will send you into a spin if you're not careful. T5, T6, again another nice section, but make sure you keep yourself away from that inside curb. Coming now into T7, and then this will go towards into the Woods of the Castle section. Nice little cut from the section there. We've got another person. Oh, we've got a couple of people who have been out. Only destroyed HFA Thomas. I'm not too sure what happened there. Might have been on an out lap that they would have hit the castle section, not be able to see them because they are out. I'm not able to go onto the cars, unfortunately, but hopefully they're okay. They are in an alright position, but we can see here back to Yorkie hit the wall just on the exit of T12 for us, and then T13 we're coming up towards the back straight again. This is a very good lap as well, just about very close to track limits there, but no penalty given whatsoever. And then again maximise the traction coming out of that second to last corner and come down into the back straight. He is very, very quick down this back straight. Hit that wall for that wall draft and hit the DRS and see how quick they can go. No, he's backed out. He's going to back out. He might have hit that wall, might have realised that that would cost him too much time. But as we can see so far, we've got Blazer Guns in the Aston Martin at a 140.1, and Snedden, the Mercedes driver, the other Mercedes driver who popped in late, doing, I believe it was only one qualifying lap, did a 139.9, so we're into the 139s as well for this qualifying. So as it stands at the moment, provisional pole for the sprint goes to Snedden. Then Blazer Guns will be in second place behind the Mercedes. Steel LDN in the Ferrari, 3/10 away from the leader in third. And then in the rest of the grid we've got Joshua Meister and the Alpine, he's in fourth. Bradshaw in fifth. Corks 08 in the Haas, he's in sixth place. There's a very good, very, very good position for him. Kirky in the McLaren doing really well as the reserve. He is in seventh. Pfister as well in the Red Bull, again a really good job from him in 8th place. But we can see here from the qualifying results, I'm just going to go through these with us. Snedden 69 in the Mercedes in P1 for the sprint, Blazer Guns P2 for the Aston, P3 goes to Steel LDN in the Ferrari, P4 is the Alpine of Joshua, 5 Bradshaw in the AlphaTauri, 6 Corks in the Haas, Kirky McLaren, Pfister in that other Red Bull as the reserve. Yorkie, our championship leader, is in the Williams. He's in 9th. He will be starting that sprint really well. I believe that's on the right hand side of the grid. Jake Lights in the other Mercedes in 10. Again, still a really good result for the Mercedes to be able to increase their constructors' point standings. Jamie in the AlphaTauri, Gold Samurai in the other Red Bull. McLaren, it's Harry Dwarf in 13th. Peter Mike in the other Williams in P14, Rash Alonso P15, only destroyed in the Alpine, and HRV Thomas running off the grid in P17 in that second Ferrari. I was glad I was able to get through the entire grid because otherwise it would have been very awkward that I wouldn't have been able to hit that there. But as we go into the sprint race there, we will get ourselves started and make sure no one does ready up before the race. It's the the tell to know that if you do need to ready up is once the host readies up, and you'll know exactly when that comes up. But do not ready up until that host readies up, because we need people to make sure that they've got their setups decided. So as we prepare now for the sprint race in Azerbaijan, we've got Snedden in the P1, and then we've got the Basic Guns and the second Ferrari there coming in, and hopefully they will be able to get a good start in the sprint race, and hopefully we'll have a good race and a nice clean race as well. Okay, as we wait to get the sprint race started, that'll be starting at 8:38 p.m. BST. Everyone's going to be getting ready for the sprint. I don't believe there is a formation up for the sprint, but I might be wrong on that. If anyone needs a refresher on the standings at the moment, we've got LWS Yorkie. He is in first place currently with the Williams on 210 points. He is going to be starting 9th in this sprint. Hopefully he can get a good start. He'll be starting on the right hand side of the grid, I believe. So it's a good side of the grid as well, especially on the outside. You don't want to be getting caught on the inside of T1, especially whenever people are trying to make up places off the start. Stedden 69 and the Mercedes, he is on 177 points. He will be starting on provisional pole. Again, starting on the right hand side of the grid. He's going to be wanting, they're going to be wanting a very, very good result here to be able to challenge for that championship position. Of course, we do get points for the sprint race as well. I do believe it's 8 points for P1, so if they can get 8 points, that is going to close down that championship lead. LA16 Hamilton is in the other Mercedes, 148. They are not racing today, but we do have the reserve. Apologies. We do have the reserve driver of. Oh, I'm trying to have a look. Jay Clates. Sorry, I do apologize. We do have Jay Clates placing in the other Mercedes, just so that they can get some more points on the constructors board, because the constructors at the moment, the Mercedes, are very, very close alongside the Williams. They are currently ahead, so if they can extend that championship lead, that will be very, very good news for them. Even if Yorkie does clinch the Drivers' Championship, the Mercedes can still grab the constructors' titles away from them. We've also then got Bizarre Mike. He's in the other Williams. He'll be starting, I believe, P13, if I could see there, 143 points. He can then they can definitely increase their positioning and possibly steal P3 away from LA Hamilton, as they are racing today. Joshua Meister in the Alpine did really well to get themselves into P4 in the sprint. 143 points. They are currently in the battle with Bizarre Mike. They will need to definitely have a good sprint race if they can then increase their lead on Bizarre Mike, if they would like to try and steal away 4th place, and either one of those still have the chance to get to P3 on the constructors title, so keep a watchful eye on them. Blazer Guns starting P2 today, 62 points on the board, P6 so far in the driver standings. Shane in the Alfa Romeo won't be racing today, but we do have the reserve I do apologies. We do have the reserve driver of someone was replacing them. Joe Gray. Do apologies. Joe Gray is going to be replacing them in this sprint. So hopefully they can increase some more constructors' points on the board with their battle against AlphaTauri for the position of P4 in this race. Obviously, we've got Egon in the other Alfa Romeo there. They are P8 in 57 points. RSF1 course in the Haas 45 points in P9. And then the last person is Someone01 in the Ferrari in 36 points. They are currently P8 in the championship. They are in a current battle with McLaren to try and keep that position. So hopefully they'll be able to hold on to that as well. So as we wait for the sprint race, we've got 2 minutes to start. And hopefully this will be a good sprint race that we will have for us today. Get the standings up again. That is your top 10 in the standings so far as I know, who is going to be racing. HRV Thomas, who unfortunately retired from the qualifying after, I believe, was a collision with Bizarre Mike, I believe. They are in P13. They are battling with Tryon Blaze and the other McLaren, but they can extend that lead today, as both McLarens are being filled with the reserves with Kirky and that's Harry Dwarf. And hopefully McLaren can increase their constructors' hold on Ferrari and gain that 8th place back. We've got Aston Martin and Haas. They are still quite close in the battle for 6th. There is quite a lot of points between them, 23 points between those two, but I'm sure if Aston can get a good result today, then they will be able to clinch that place. But obviously the title battles that we are looking for is Yorkie, Snedden and the Mercedes and the Williams in the constructors titles. Let's hope that Williams can increase their constructors lead as we are getting ready for the Azerbaijan sprint. There we go, as everyone is lined up on the grid. You can see Snedden there on the right hand side of the grid, falling away in the formation lap, so there is a formation lap today. Hopefully everyone can keep themselves right as they warm up their tyres. Let's put ourselves on the on board of Snedden. I'm going to put all the telemetry, all the lap data and the full track app on so everyone can see that for us. Oh, apologies there, that was my fault. There we go. So we can see who's going to be starting. Everyone's going to be starting on mediums, apart from Alonso there. He's going to be starting on the softs, and I believe everyone's going to want to keep their tyres, I think, for the main race there. But they're also going to be using their medium tyres for the race as well. But hopefully we have a clean race today, so we do. Obviously, no... Obviously, no pit stop needed for the 9-lap sprint, but hopefully we'll have a good race here. Keep ourselves on top of the pole sitter here of Snedden. We've got Blazer Guns in behind, keeping it nice and steady through the castle section, trying to get those tyres warmed up. We've got Steel LDN, he's in the other Ferrari. He is going to hope for a very good race. He's going to be starting on the right hand side of the grid as well, right behind Snedden. We've got Joshua Meister here in the Alpine. Very nice car model, the Alpine, I must say. But as we go down here, we're going to see Yorkie, our championship leader, P9. They're going to want a good start for this race and hopefully gain a few more points so they can extend their championship lead over Snedden. If they do win the sprint and the race, I do believe that means that they will have secured their championship, their championship charge. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe that is the case. So hopefully they can go in to this race with that mindset on to hopefully bring home the win. We've then got Jay Clates in the other Mercedes there. I don't know what's happened here. Snedden there has left the session. Seems to have been a timeout issue, so hopefully they'll be able to get themselves back in time for the race start. But we can see here everyone's starting to line up on the grid. You can see the AI of Snedden is just going to be lining up on the right hand side of the grid until they can join back in. So this is going to be very difficult for the Mercedes driver if they want to continue their total charge. You got Blazer Guns, he's lined up in the pit box. He's pointing slightly towards the inside there to try and gain back that first place. So we can see here as the rest of the grid lines up, Gold Samurai taking his position in that Red Bull, and the last person here just trying to warm up his rear tyres there. But as we get ourselves lined up, we can see we'll go on to the championship winner. We can see the lights are going to come on. Snedden's joined right in time for the race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sprint race in Azerbaijan. And it's away we go for the sprint race, and we're going to see here Snedden is going to see if he can get a good start here. We've got Yorkie, he's got a really good start. He's going to try and come out on the outside there. Kirky has made up quite a few places here. He's come up to 7th place. You can see Steele has gotten the position over Snedden and Joshua Meister, so he is up into first place. Joshua has taken the position off Snedden. Unfortunately, they are still racing as the AI there. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure why they're not coming through, but Joshua Meister, he's going to be on the charge to try and get that first place back. What's happened here to Blazer Guns? What's happened here? I didn't actually catch that. It seems that he might have got a little bit of damage there. He might have been spun round at the start of the lap, so that's very unfortunate. So it is for him. Please are Mac and everyone is getting past, and someone's been spun round there. What's happened? We've got damage. That is Jamie in the AlphaTauri. That is so unfortunate for him. But hopefully he can try and maybe get that back. No, and don't forget, it is only the sprint race are going to see what they can do. And there's a lot of people. And what is this? Is this a safety car? A safety car in the sprint. Safety car in the sprint. That is very unheard of. But at least we got a little grace period there. That was a lot of action in this. You can see here there was a lot of position changes. Steel LDN has gotten himself up into P1. Blazer Guns, I'm not too sure what happened there. I'm sure we'll be able to see at the end of that. I'm not too sure who left the session there, but that's a bit odd. But Snedden, of course, it's very unfortunate that the AI has got himself down into P3. Joshua Meister got himself into a nice lofty P2, so that is very good for the Alpine driver. Yorkie up to P6 from P9. He is doing very well for his Williams team, and then you got Cookie in front of him as well. RSF Corks in the Haas. in P4. He's had a really good start as well. And then we're not obviously talking about only the Destroyer. He's made up 5 places from the start. The one driver here who's made up the most places from the start of this race. A very good start for him. So we're going to see a bunch of fast and laps come in there because we're under racing conditions once again. We've got Alonso coming in. I believe they are coming in for a wing change. So is Jamie, so is HY Thomas in the Ferrari. They are all taking positions down. But we can see, we've got a little race here from the AI here. We've got RSF1 trying to get that position back into P3. There, he's made the move into P3. Oh, what's going on? Oh, that is very close indeed. We're going to see down here we've got Kirky taking over from the AI as well. This is not going to be looking good for Snedden, and we've got Yorkie as well. He's taking that position back. Joshua Meister, he is 6 tenths away from Steel LDN in that Ferrari. He's getting very close as well. Bradshaw is going to be taking that position. This is very bad for the Mercedes driver. He's come back in, so he's coming back in now to take back the position for the race. This is a very action-packed race, so it is. Blazing guns, we can see down here from the man who was in P2. Very unfortunate, but he's going to try and make up some places in the sprint to see if he can get a better qualifying there. So far, there's not really much going on right now. We've got Italian Dwarf trying to catch up to Fister in the Red Bull. Very close battle here. We've also got the other Mercedes there of Jay Clates. They are all in a battle, four-way battle actually. Because you've got the 2 Mercedes trying to fight away the Red Bull and the McLaren. We've got Arash Alonso, and we've also got Prix Thomas down at the back of the grid. And Jamie has DNF'd. You can see here our particular pit stop strategy. Obviously 0 stops. Medium is obviously the favourable tyre, being the quickest tyre here. We'll go back over. It seems like Snedden's got disconnected again, so it's really unfortunate, and that's not good for the man who is here trying to charge up for the P1. And what's happened here? Oh wow, that is this here. That's piece of Mike. Oh, that is not good there. You don't want to be moving under braking there. Gold Samurai hitting piece of Mike there. Coming down the back straight, might have a little bit of damage. Hopefully not too much there, but obviously that might be something that they will be looking into for this year's reports. Laser Gun's doing very well. He's made up a few more places. He is up to P2. We've got Snedden as well, unfortunately being passed by only Destroyer. Again, really good, really well done here. P6 here in this sprint race, done really well to recover from that mistake. That's HRV Thomas, who has DNF from this race. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but hopefully this won't be the end for them for this weekend. They'll be able to come back even stronger in the race. It's been quite quiet as well. We've got Bradshaw as well coming up to LWS Yorkie. Yorkie's fallen back a little bit from Kirky. Oh, a little bit of a tail whip from them. And we've got Bradshaw as well. He's going to try and overtake Yorkie, possibly down towards this pit straight as well. Obviously 9 laps, we're on lap 3 right now. Going to come up to lap 4, just under halfway for this sprint race. Blazing Guns, he is catching up. He's going to be overtaking Snedden there. Obviously the AI has ghosted so far, and it's really upsetting to see Snedden having a few connection issues to try and go through on this race. But someone seems to be going slow. Who's going slow in the background there? Is that... I think that might be HRV Thomas, who has retired. Might have been a retirement on track. That's not something that we want to see here. And let's see, we got Fisto. Oh, very close with the that's another safety car. Sorry, that must have been a very close. A little bit of a brake check there, but that's okay because safety cars come out probably due to HRV Thomas stopping on track. That'll be something that they will look into. And we've got a few pit stops here. We've got Gold Samurai coming in. We've also got the AI for Snedden. It seems like Gold Samurai has got a penalty as well, 5-second time penalty, so he's had to serve that for us. But he's in the pit, so he's got lost quite a few positions. We've got Rash Alonso coming up as well on that. Bizarre Mike seems to have had another penalty as well, which is not something you want to see. As we go up here, we can see we've got the top 3 teams. Steel LDN in provisional pole, 1 second ahead of Joshua Meister as the time of the safety car. Joshua Meister, of course, in P2. RSF1 Corks. He is in the Haas, he's in P3. We've got Kirky in the McLaren P4. LWS Yorkie P5. CW Bradshaw P6. The second Mercedes Jay Clates in P7. Fister in P8 in the Red Bull. The second McLaren of Itero Dwarf in P9. And P10 is the second Alpine of the only destroyer. We've got Blazer Guns, who's done really well to recover from this race. He's in P11. He's going to hopefully come back after the safety car restart and try and maybe gain a few points there. I do believe it's from 8th to 1st that you do gain points in the sprint. Siddon's back. There we go. He's back here in 12th. He's going to just try and see if we can recover this and get to the end of the race here. Gold Samurai here in P13. Here in F3. But so far we'll go back onto the onboard for LWS Yorkie. We'll also have a look and see what have we got so far for the penalties so far. So far everybody has served their penalties. That is good. That is good to see. Penalties. Do apologise. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, it's good to see that everyone has served their penalties, and the one is everyone else is keeping it clean for these. On the tyres, we've got the last 4 drivers there on the soft tyres, just looking to make it to the end of the race there. Obviously, we've got 1 stops there. We've got a position changes from the start of the race. Still, only destroyer, still making up the most positions. So this race making up 6 positions from the start. I'm going to keep that up there for you to see, and we can see people are starting to have their fuel lights coming in as well. But as we wait for the safety car restart there, we're waiting for the back markers to come up to the back end of the grid. We've got Arash Alonso who's come into the pits there. Don't know what's going to be happening with him. Let's go ahead and have a look. Just pop on in there for another change of tyres back to the softs. So in the first set of soft tyres, you don't want to use too many of them. You want a few of them for the race, just in case, for the eventuality that you might need them. Let's see. It's by 5 seconds away at this race, but oh, it's locked up a little bit there. Those cold tyres will definitely get you, so I don't know if there might have been a little bit of damage for that, unfortunately. But let's see. We have got CLLDN just try and warm his tyres up on the back end of the safety car. I do hope that if the safety car restart does, or safety car does come in at the end of this lap, we'll probably see that in a moment. And on the safety car restart, I'll pop ourselves into broadcast mode. There we go. That's that Ferrari. That Ferrari has been looking very, very quick, as well as the Alpine and the Haas. So it's the top 3, Haas, Alpine, and the Ferrari there, all looking to capitalise as much as they can in this sprint race. And looks like maybe, possibly, we'll have the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. We'll go across to our championship leader, LWS Yorkie. He's in P5. He's done really, really well. He's definitely going to be able to extend his championship lead here. There is that Williams. He's going to be looking for a good restart here from the safety car. So let's see. Nope, safety car out for 1 more lap. This must be to allow the back markers to catch up to the rest of the pack. So we'll have 3 laps, or 2 laps, hopefully, once the safety car comes in. As we just kind of wait and chill down from the pace of this sprint. The sprint has been very, very eventful. Very eventful. Blazer Gun's still doing well. Obviously wants to get himself up into P10 for the race start after this as well. Rash Alonso's back into the pits. I'm guessing that is for a wing change. Let's have a look. Yeah, I can see they have the wing in place, and must have been that contact into T2 there. Going back onto the soft tyres there. Unfortunately, you can't choose not to change your tyres on F122. Back on there, I believe. I don't think the pack will be waiting for for Arash Alonso to catch up there, so it might be that the safety car does come in. All the cars are bunched up, so this is going to be a very, very exciting last final 2 laps. It's like Abu Dhabi last year all over again. Let's see, everyone's trying to warm up their tyres, keeping themselves out of trouble. Steading down into P12, he's looking for a recovery drive, hopefully in the last 2 laps, hopefully a very good safety car restart as well. Alonso seems to be catching up on the back end of the safety car, so hopefully we'll get a little bit of racing. There's been a lot of safety cars, there's been 2 safety cars so far in this sprint, which has been very surprising, but one of them obviously was triggered by HRV Thomas retiring on track, which I don't know if it was his fault, because I did see him come into the pits and try and retire, but he might have retired a little bit too early when the car was coming out of the pits. So let's see and watch the broadcast mode here. I'm going to hide that UI here. as we watch. Got Alonso, who's come up to the back of the pack now, so I believe the safety car will be coming in this lap. Yes, they will, and we'll see when Steele decides to let the cars go. There we go. See what he does. Is he going to let the cars go immediately, or is he going to slow them down down the pit straight there? Let's see what he does. Go on to the onboard. Is the safety car coming in? No, the safety car's staying out for one more lap. I would have thought the safety car would come out for one more lap. That's really, really unfortunate. Hopefully we don't end this race under the safety car. We want at least one racing lap for this. Oh, we've got one of the Haas cars in the pits. That is the second Haas. Of course, he must have hit the wall because he's there getting a front wing change, so he is. He's coming back out. He's coming back out on the soft, so he is. Still, only destroyer, and that brings up Pleasure Guns as well into the top 10. He'll be very chuffed with that as well. Only destroyer is still the only driver who's made the most positions up from the start of this race, 7 positions up from here. Still LDN. I'm sure everyone's going to be wanting to get going very, very soon. Let me go and see the championship leader now up into P4, doing very well for himself. Do apologise. Let's see, has anyone got any more penalties? No, no one's got any more penalties. That's perfect. No, P4 doing very well. Kirky's up to P3. The reserve driver in P3. Very, very good position for him. So Joshua wants to up into P2 now. I think people are just wanting to finish the race at this point to try and secure their positions. As it stands, Yorkie will be able to increase his lead on the championship even further, which is going to be fantastic. Fantastic for Yorkie to be able to get his hold back on the position. Steddon's obviously going to want to come back to into P10, try and get himself into the top 10 because he's going to be starting on the right-hand side of the grid in P11. Let's see, will the safety car come in now? Hopefully. Oh! That's the other Haas that has retired. He think he is crashed under the safety car. So that's going to be a bit awkward, but the safety car's coming in this lap, and let's go on to the onboard here, still LDN. He's going to be holding everyone up to try and get everyone's tyres cold before the race start, and let's see what he does. This is a very, very good tactic as well to try and slow everyone up. Everyone's going to be clambering over each other. So obviously the green light is there, everyone's going to have to wait. You can't obviously overtake until after the safety car line. Let's see what Steele does. When is he going to go? He's away, and Steele goes ahead, and we've got Joshua Meister right behind him there. He's going to be able to, he's going to want to try and get past him, but he can't get past him. Trying to break the toe. No weaving under the straight, don't you be doing that now. Yorkie has lost out a little bit there on Kirky there, but I believe that the last 2 racing laps there are just going to be for people to try and get through. We've got Beta Mike, he has got past Gold Samurai there into T1, that's fantastic, and then we've got It's Harry Dwarf trying to make it past the Only Destroyer, and they're almost making contact, and they're going down the back straight there. They're not able to get past, but It's Harry Dwarf might try and get past Only Destroyer into T3 here. See if we can get a dive. No, there's no dive going to be happening here. So let's see. This is a very, very chaotic race restart, but let's see if everyone can keep it clean. Sneddon has gotten past there, LR Blazing Guns. I do apologise, I wasn't able to catch that. And oh, what's happened? No! Oh, Gold Samurai, he's looped it there. He has crashed and he has lost his front wing. That is very, very unfortunate. That brings Arash Alonso up to P13, so it does. But that's very unfortunate for Gold Samurai. That's definitely not something you want. And oh, what's happened here? Oh, that is a 3-way. Oh, someone's crashed. That's Joshua. That's Joshua from P2. That's Joshua from P2 who has crashed at the castle section. That is really, really unfortunate. And that leaves LWS Yorkie up P3. That is very, very good news for the championship contender there. And brings Kirky up to P2 for the main race as well. We've got Bradshaw, and everyone's bringing themselves back into their positions. Almost everyone's got a point at this point. There we go, only destroyer making up 10 places from the start. I would name the only destroyer to be the driver of the day for this sprint race. That would be absolutely fantastic. He's done really, really well, especially with regards to the sprint. And what's happened here? Oh no, that's the Mercedes of Jay Cleats. He has spun the car around, and that means Gold Samurai can again take that position back, but I don't know for how long, because he's going to have to go back into the go back into the pits, and oh no, no, Courtney, he's locked up. He's hit the wall into T1. That's really, really unfortunate from Cookie. He had such a good race leading up to now, but it's really, really unfortunate to see him go out of this race. But hopefully he can make that back up in the main race as well. We've got Yorkie. I believe he's just going to be conserving himself. He's 2 seconds away from Steele. There's no need to push the car any further. He's just going to try and keep and bring it down to P2. This is again a really, really good position for him there. Let's see, we've got everyone, we've got Fister, we've got Only Destroyer, we've got It's Harry Dwarf still trying to get past Only Destroyer. Everyone's going to try and keep themselves composed just towards the end of this race to preserve their positionings. Bradshaw coming up to Yorkie. Yorkie's going to want to try and defend here, going to have to pull out some moves around towards the back straight, because it's going to be very, very tight down the back straight, and everyone here is getting very, very close, but I think everyone's going to be conserving themselves. On the Destroyer, got it's outdoor trying to cut into Only Destroyer. Bradshaw, if he gets a good exit out the second to last corner, he could challenge Yorkie for P2, but as it stands, he's doing very well to hold on to that P2 there. Absolutely dominant performance here by Steel LDN from the start. He's been leading every single lap so far in this sprint race. Really, really well done for Steel LDN. Yorkie is going to come down, and we've got Bradshaw as well. He's not going to be able to make that position up, but we can see here we've got Only Destroyer, Terry Dwarf. What's going to be happening here? Only Destroyer is going to see if he can try and get past Fister on past the back straight, and Arash Alonso. No, Arash Alonso has made a mistake there, and oh, that's Yorkie. That's Yorkie doing a little bit of showboating towards the end of the sprint. We like to see it. We like to see it. Gold Samurai. Yep, there we see Alonso had crashed out there, unfortunately, and we're going to see here everyone cross the line. Really, really well done for Steel LDN. He did really well to preserve his positioning. Really dominant performance for P1 there. P2 LWS Yorkie, really well done for the main race as well. He's going to be able to extend his championship lead even further. And as we wait here, that is the sprint race over. Very, very chaotic, very, very active race as well. We'll see here on the standings. Driver of the day, yes, only Destroyer. That is perfect. He definitely deserved that driver of the day. Most positions gained since the start of the race. So, as we go ahead, I'm going to grab all the positionings. So you can see Steel LDN won that sprint race. He is in P1 today. LWS Yorkie will be starting P2 in the grid, and P3 will go to CB Bradshaw, in the Alpha Tauri. Really well done to those top 3 guys. Hopefully everyone has a good start to the race. I'll go through the rest of the grid once I have time, but it's been a really, really good sprint race so far. See Steel extends his lead 8 points for the sprint race. Yorkie extends his lead by 7 points there. That brings his championship standings up to 184 for the 214. I do apologise, in the race standings so far. So he can extend that lead even further at the race standings, going one by one. But no, this has been a fantastic, fantastic sprint, and hopefully we can keep this very clean during the main race as well. 29 laps around Azerbaijan. So we have got the time for the main race to start at 9:06 BST. Obviously, this is just so the host can get the lobby ready for everyone to join themselves in, get everyone set up so then they are ready themselves. Let everyone take their breaks between the sprint and between the main race. Of course, everyone's going to be needing a little bit of time to get themselves sorted, and especially after that race, that was very, very action-packed race. So it was. So hopefully we'll get started very, very soon in the next 3 minutes for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. There we go. As we are getting ready for the race for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, everybody please keep it clean into T1. I still want to be able to talk at the end of this, thank you very much. As a reminder to all the drivers as well, I'll also pop into the drivers chat as well, just so the top three drivers can stay in the lobby, and make sure you've got your push to talk on so we can keep the post-race interviews in check. That'll be fantastic. And as we get ahead into the formation lap, it's 26 laps, do apologise, my mistake, not 29 laps. As we see here, we've got Steel LDN in that Ferrari, one of the pairs. Bradshaw, don't know what happened to Bradshaw there. He seems to be ghosting, doesn't seem to be working for him. It might have been, there we go. Okay, seems like Bradshaw has lost connection there, so he'll be trying to join back in. So far, our top three look like Steel, LBN, Yorkie, and C. Bradshaw. You saw our pit strategy there. A one-stop is favourable to the hard tyre by about lap 13 to 15. If you want the two-stop strategy and you want to start on the softs, then you want to go to about lap 9, swap over to the second out of softs, and then go to mediums towards the end. we go to the spectator menu there, we can see here we've got the tyres, we've got quite a few people starting on the mediums, we've got the Terra Dwarf, Snedden and Beezer Mike all starting on the hards, looking to extend their first stint, and we've got Blazer Gun starting on the softs. He's going to be looking to do a 2-stop strategy today. And hopefully we can get a good start here to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let's put on everything here so then everyone can see the telemetry. Steel LDN coming up into the pit box now towards the pit straight. Warming up his tyres nice and well. He's going to try and get down as quickly as he can. But you can see the back markers there. So it might be to their downfall because their tyres are going to cool down very, very, very quickly. Got Yorkie as well up into P2. Not too sure what's happening with Bradshaw. He can't gain control of his car again. So hopefully he'll be able to get control of it by the race start coming up. Yorkie trying to put in a lot of time. He's overshot the pit box there, so he's had to be put back. I don't know what he was trying to do there, trying to point his car inwards. I'm going to have a look. It seems like he's been disqualified, and it's Terra Dwarf. I wonder what's happened there. It might be just for the formation lap. We've got Jamie here, slowing down so then people can get into the pit box. Got a lot of people missing their pit boxes, but so they're being reset. There we are. And as we go ahead to Steel LDN, I'm going to go into the broadcast mode and we're going to see what happens here. As we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it's away we go. Bradshaw has got a slightly slow start there for me. Yorkie is also trying to get ahead. He's going to try and get ahead into T1. That is very bad. Yorkie's going to try and get ahead, but no. There's been a spin in the back. There's been a spin in the back. It seems that Gold Samurai has been spun around back, and so has Blazer Guns. That is really, really unfortunate there for him. He's going to try and make up the places again. There's a little bit of contact there from the Ferrari, Victor Thomas and Joshua there. He is the F4 champion, of course. He's going to be trying to prove his worth. You can see here the 2-stop strategy. Lap 5 to 7 would be on the mediums. Lap 15 to 19 on the hards for the 2-stop strategy. So we've got obviously Blazer Guns doing that there. We've got Bradshaw and Snedden going in for a battle there. We've then got someone spun there. Someone spun. That's Kirky in the back there, who's accidentally spun. We've got Beezer Mac and Bradshaw. Beezer Mac is taking a little bit too much on the inside there, and he's lost a couple places down for that as well. We've got Major Ray Thomas, who's gotten ahead at the behest of course F1, and then we've got here Blazer Guns and Arash Alonso trying to make up the positions there. We've got Beezer Mac again losing another position to CD Bradshaw. We've got Snedden up to P6. Some more positions here. We've got Blazer Guns. Oh no, he has hit the wall into the cancel section, so he's lost a few more places there. And that's CD Bradshaw. What's happened here? What's happened here? Oh no, he's been spun around. It must have been a little bit of contact there. And that was very close there. Very, very good reaction from Gold Samurai, and there is a lot of time. That is a little bit messy there from Richard Thomas and the half of quarter 08. A little bit there, and we've got the safety car to then to slow things down again for me. What did I tell you guys? To keep it clean for lap 1 so that I didn't lose my breath. But now we're back into the 2-stops there. 2-stop strategy might be a little bit harder for us to do, but again, the 1-stop strategy is more favourable. Only Destroyer in the pits there now, and as well as the second taking of J Clates. Of course, they're going to be losing quite a lot of positions, but of course, a free pit stop right now would be what everyone needs. Wing change for Only Destroyer, and see everyone is getting a wing change in the pit stops. I believe everyone is going to be going onto the hards to try and extend their stint. So many people are pulling into the pits. That was close, we've got Kirky, got Joshua Meister in there. We've got Gold Samurai coming out of the pits now, and we've got Jay Clates, who came out in front of all of them. He's the one who's gained a position up there from the race. There we go. Make sure you keep those, you warm up those tyres, because those hard tyres are annoying whenever they need to get through. It's Terra Dwarf is coming into, was trying to come into the pits, but it's speeding under the safety car. That's really unfortunate there from Terra Dwarf. What is the penalty that he has been given? Drive-through penalty. That's upsetting, but hopefully he'll be able to make up some more positions in the race. So far, Jamie, most positions made up from the first with 10 positions gained. Steele still in provisional pole at the moment, along with Yorkie, who's fallen on behind. Fister, really good start. He's up to P3, and Iterador with that drive-through penalty, although is up to into P4. Steadman 69 in P5, doing very, very well. If he can get a win or any form of podium, and Yorkie does not get a win or a podium in this race, he can take this along to the final race of the season. But if Yorkie get a podium or a win here, he will be able to extend the championship, I believe, close out the championship as well. As we see here, go into the broadcast mode, and as we go ahead towards our championship leader here. Very, very very, very active first lap as we start to let things chill down a little bit, and as we wait for the safety for all the teams to catch up to the safety car there. Been a very, very exciting start to this Grand Prix. As I said there, Steele LDN in first place there, Yorkie in second, Fister in third, Itari Dwarf in fourth, Snedden in fifth, wanting to make up those places to try and close down that gap for the championship. Bizarre Mike in sixth there in the Alpine, Jamie in the AlphaTauri in seventh, doing very well for the AlphaTauri duo. HRV Thomas in the Ferrari, again making up 8 places, done really, really well for that for other Ferrari seat, and only Destroyer as well, making up some gains for the other Alpine seats. He is in P9. Jay Clates taking up that final points position in that other Mercedes. He's doing very well and going to be definitely contributing a lot to the Mercedes Constructors Championship. Hopefully he can extend their lead for them. The second Williams and Bizarre Mike doing really well. So as it stands at the moment, I do believe Williams will be closing it on the Constructors title. That is still all to play for, but if Yorkie can get a podium and gain enough points this race ahead of Snedden, he wins the Drivers' Championship, which is going to be very, very close indeed. Hopefully he can seal that deal for the championship. Coming out of the championship, we got Gold Samurai. He is in Red Bull. He's in P11. Not a good start from him. He's had quite a few spins and a little bit of contact, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Arash Alonso, again, another little bit of contact along with Joshua Meister and Blazer Guns as well. Basically, the last 6 drivers there from the top 10 have all had a problem where it will be a contact or spin, so it's very unfortunate for them, but hopefully they can recover in this race. But, what's happened here? Oh, Jamie's going into the pits. Let's go ahead and have a look what he's going to be doing for the pits. They might have had a little bit of wing damage there. Yes, he's lost his end plate and has been dragging across the floor, but that is not something I want to see. Hard tyres back on, new front wing for Jamie. He's going to be on the back of the pack there, so he's going to have a lot to do to try and gain himself back into those points playing positions. And we'll let all the drivers then try and recover themselves whenever it comes to the race start. If it's 26 laps of this, I'm not going to be able to speak after. Oh, Jamie seems to have locked up. That's really unfortunate. Try and reverse out there for us. Spin up those back tyres, so that's going to be a lot of heat in those rear tyres, so he's going to have to be very, very careful. We catch up to the back of the grid. Let's go back into our race leader, the Steele LDN, in that Ferrari, doing very well, very dominant the performance in the sprint race. And he's doing very well here in the main race as well. So very, very active lap one here. HRV Thomas now making up 9 places from the start. We'll see if the safety car does come in at the end of this lap. Only 1 DNF so far. Blazer Guns. Let's have the Blazer Guns here. Don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's happened there with Blazer Guns, but he seems to have dropped a few positions. sure everybody keeps it clean. The Terry Dwarf, I wouldn't want to be doing the drive-through penalty now on the safety car, but it's in this lap at the moment, so we can see here. It's a very close, there we go. Slow down all those cars. What's happened here? Oh, so there's a few cars bouncing into each other. Make sure we keep clean, guys. Make sure we keep clean. We're away. Steel LDN making that move. Oh, there's a lot of people trying to jostle and gain the position. It's Terry Dwarf trying to make the position against Fister. He's lost that position. The Red Bull Knight up into P3, then time into P4. It's Yorkie still into P2. The Red Bull is going to try and make that position back. We've got Terry Dwarf trying to make that position. Oh, into T3, into T2. Sorry, very tight section here, but he makes it clean. We can see here Snedden is here trying to pick up the paces in the background, so this is very close. This is very good racing here. Make sure we keep it clean, guys. And he's going to see if Snedden's going to make that position. No, okay, he's going to try and make that position. He's gone past Dwarf there, trying to get up to P4. Azerbaijan Thomas and these are nice. Oh, there we go. That's the Ferrari and the Alpine getting past the Williams there. As the Williams goes through because he must have had a wing spin there. Oh, it's going to be a very tight section here. It seems like Jamie has also had a spin. Oh, he's locked up again. And oh, there's a lot going on here. Oh, Snedden has gotten past that Red Bull. He is now on the charge to try and get Yorkie in that P2 position. Yorkie is keeping behind Steele. They're 8 tenths behind. He's going to want to keep that position. Oh, there is, oh no, Joshua Meister, the F4 champion. He's been knocked out there, so he has. And safety car is back out again. I wonder what happened there, but he is seemingly been knocked around into the cancel section. Let's see what we've got. That's very unfortunate. Let me see where, if the car doesn't get taken away by the time Jamie gets in there, if we can have a good look. That was very active race start, so it was. Let's see here what has happened here with Joshua. Yeah, it seems that he just has moved the car around, so it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate with them. We've got Snedden. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting race start between Yorkie and Snedden there. He's going to loop it round. Let's have a look, and hopefully this next race start will be good. Got people coming into the pits. It's Harry Dwarf, I believe, is going to be filling in his drive-through penalty. Or coming into the pits. There's a lot of changes here, a lot of people coming into the pits. There you go, he's taking his penalty now. Dino Mack and the other Williams coming in for another stop. And the second Red Bull now just coming out of after doing a really good stop there of getting getting some new tyres put on that Red Bull. I believe that is the yellow white marked hard tyres, so he's looking to go to the end of the race on these tyres. Oh, it's Air Dwarf. He's still got that drive-through penalty, so he must have had a 5-second penalty as well. Bizarre Mike is coming out into P14 as well. So a very big shuffle in the driver grid order so far. So we've still got Steel LDN in first place in that Ferrari, doing very well, making sure he is keeping his dominance over this Grand Prix. Very good from him. We've got Arash Alonso and there's the guns swapping their positions. Don't know what's happening here. It might be just because it might be a safety car issue. Yorkie coming up behind Steel LDN in second place. We've got Snedden, the other championship contender, right behind Yorkie there. Let's see. Been a very active first lap here. Let's see what happens on this safety car restart. HRV Thomas and that other Ferrari making up 11 places. Ferrari duo have been doing really well. Looks like as well that if the Mercedes finish in the position they are, they might have the constructors title. But we'll see. We'll have a wee look at the standings. We'll go through the mathematics, as you would say, and hopefully there isn't going to be too much drama. Dwarf is coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. No, he's going to retire in the pit lane. That is really unfortunate there. It must be the drive-through penalty might have made Dwarf realise that he might have been a bit too far gone. Let's see. Still in the broadcast mode. He's doing very slow safety car here in Azerbaijan. 2 safety car restarts in the first 7 laps. I didn't expect anything else, but I did expect people to at least let me breathe. But let's see on the safety car restart. Everyone bunching up on the grid. 3 DNFs so far. It's unfortunate for some of the drivers, but they can obviously try and make those comebacks in the final race of the season at Miami. Very unique track, Miami, as well. I believe that is an anti-clockwise circuit as well. We've also got that very tight section going underneath the Miami bridge, so that'll be very unique to see how the drivers handle that. Lap 7. We've still got 20 laps to go in this race, and there's still so much more action to be had. I did get confirmation that Blazing Guns will be giving the position back to Alonso on the safety car restart. Not too sure what's happened between them, but nice to see a little bit of sportsmanship going on. Safety car in this lap, and Shield's going to try and back everyone up at this stage. Very early to try and back everyone up, but going to get as much temperature in those tires, and let's see what he does whenever he decides to let the pack go. Not the BS Yorkie, making sure he does not go into the back of the Ferrari. Let's see when they stop, when they go. Let's see. That's all the drivers get ready. They're all eager to get going. Then is still going to release. Let's see. And away he goes, Steele is away. He's going to catch Yorkie off guard a little bit. Snedden is right behind him. He's going to try and make a move into T1 there. I'm going to watch these championship rivals to see what they can do. Yorkie trying to break the toe there. Snedden coming in, and he's not able to make that position there. Oh, we've got a position change. Bizarre Mike making a position on Jamie. And oh, it seems like Kirky has locked up there. It's very good, very nice to see that he was able to join the track there without any issues whatsoever. Very quiet restart here. It seems that there's been no drama whatsoever at the moment. Yorkie still getting within 5/10 there of Steele at the end there. Very good start from him. He's keeping that position very close. Snedden again coming up very close behind Yorkie. He's going to want that position there. He's going to want to be able to close down that championship gap. I don't know if it's going to give too much reward out, but hopefully he'll be able to. But that is some more position changes here. Bizarre Mike is able to get in front of Jamie there in the AlphaTauri, and he's able to make up some more places there and try and get ahead even further. We've got Alonso with Blazing Guns. He's trying to obviously find a position where he can then get away so he doesn't lose position of the Haas. Those Haas cars are getting very close, so hopefully the teammates can stay out of trouble. And we're going to keep with these guys here. We see Yorkie getting in within 2/10 there, getting within 2/10 of Steel LDS. Maybe he can try and make a move on the pit straight here towards the end. If he can get a good exit on the final corner there, he's going to try and push as hard as he can. Everyone trying to keep it inside. There we go. The two Haas drivers have swapped positions. That is obviously Colton seems to be the fastest driver there. We've got Yorkie trying to make that position. He's coming down very quick on Steel LDS. Is this going to be a change for the race lead? That was the one position. He's coming up in the slipstream. There we go. Oh, he's making the position. He's making the position. Can he make a move down into turn one? That is Alvarez going to be making a move onto Gold Samurai. What's going to happen here on the outside? Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Oh, that is very good. LS Yorkie has made that position, but L Steel is still there, sitting there for the championship. He's got the inside line coming into T2. Yorkie's going to try and make that position back. It gets squeezed on the outside by Steel in that Ferrari, and he's going to try and make that position back down. Oh, there we go, coming on the outside, so he's got the inside line coming into turn 3 there, and I think he's going to be able to make this one stick. Is he going to be able to make this one stick? Yes, he is. Well done, Yorkie, for making that position stick, and well done, Steel, for that absolute stellar defense as well. Really well done. But now that's Yorkie up into the leader of this race. Now he's going to see if he can try and conserve his tyres, see how long he can actually go to the end of this race. A lot of the drivers are very close to each other, and now Snedden is going to try and pick up the place, try and pick up P2 on Steel. No, that is Steel. He's lost the back end. He's lost the back end, so Snedden is able to make that position again. That is really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate indeed. He seems to be struggling with his tyres a little bit. Those tyres would have been going off for a long time. I don't think he has pitted, so he's been going 9 laps on these tyres. These laps will be soon to be going out, but now Snedden can make his charge on Yorkie, so he can. Yorkie is still obviously in the leader position. He's doing extremely well in keeping that position, keeping that car steady on the track. Snedden's going to come down into the back pit straight now, and if we go into the broadcast mode, we can see Steel is going to try and gain the positions again, or even just try and cover the positions off from the only destroyer. We've got HRV Thomas still in P5 doing really well, but we've got JKH, the other Mercedes there, and then we've got Blazing Guns as well coming up as well in the Aston Martin, and he's going to try and make a position there on the Mercedes. He's going to be able to make that position. Yes, he is. He's done really well to try and capitalise on that there. He's going to come into T1 there, and JKH is going to have to concede that position. Gold Samurai is going to have to concede position to that Haas. That Haas is looking very, very quick as well. He's not going to let this one go, and it's a little bit of contact. Might have lost the front wing end plate there, but that's no worries. As long as we can keep it clean, that's okay. No crashes so far, but he's done really well to try and defend that position, but unfortunately he has lost that out to the Haas. That is HRV Thomas in the other Ferrari trying to gain that position back on the Mercedes, and then you've got LRZ Blazer Guns in the Aston Martin. He is up at the P5 now. That is really, really well done from him. Got Snedden coming up really, really close to LWS Yorkie to see if he can catch up on the leader of the race. This is doing really, really well. Really, really good from the race restart. I think that's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And what's happened here? No, that is Jay Clates. He has spun. He has lost so many positions there. That is really unfortunate. So it is. That corner is really, really hard to get right. But unfortunately, he has lost those positions. That brings up Laser Gun up to P5, and HRV Thomas is taking that position up to P6, and the Haas as well comes up to P7. That Haas is looking very, very quick. He's looking to challenge that position with that Ferrari, so that is very good. We've got Snedden here coming up into the back straight. Let's see if we got a position change. What's happened here? What's happened here? That is Arash Alonso. He's had another spin as well. Really unfortunate as well. We're going to go back here to Snedden to the back straight. Let's see if he can make a position gain on the leader of this race. What's going to happen? He's got the DRS. So what's going to happen? Is he going to be able to take the first line? What's happened here as well? Oh no, I'm going to have to go down here. No, there's been a penalty given out. There's been a little bit of contact there, unfortunately. And again, another safety car. And Gold Samurai, or Fister, sorry, peels it into the pits to try and get some more tyre changes. But now, at the moment, as it stands, Snedden has become the leader of your race today with Steel into P2. Yorkie has made a strategic pit stop and gone into the pits. He's down to P8, but he's going to be able to have those fresh tyres to be able to go towards the end of the race on those hards and gain that first place back, and maybe possibly try and attempt the undercut as well. Jamie as well is coming out of the pits, and as well as Fester in the other Red Bull. Alonso has taken a penalty, unfortunately, and that's really hard to see. But at least we haven't got any other any other penalties in this race. But that has been an absolute downside towards Jay Clate's race here. Is really unfortunate with that spin, but he'll be able to make those positions back, and hopefully maybe Yorkie will be able to hit the undercut. He would pit it on the safety car, so the only way Snedden will be able to do this is to cover him off and pit now under the safety car. If he doesn't, he runs the risk of getting undercutted by Yorkie. So this is going to be a very, very close decision that Seddon's going to have to make. Is he going to pit into the pits, or is he going to continue on the hards? What's he going to do? Because what he can do is he can pit again on the hards just so he can savour his position. Let's see what he does here. Slowing down here. That is a third safety car in 11 laps. To see what Snedden does if he does peel into the pits to try and cover off Yorkie, because if he doesn't, then Yorkie will become your leader of this race. No, Snedden does not come into the pits. That is very, very surprising. He does not want to cover off Yorkie. That is really surprising, but Steele is going to try and cover off Yorkie and see what happens, but see where he does come out. I think he'll be coming out just ahead of Yorkie there. Bizarmac and the other Williams as well takes that position as well, but he's able to cover off Yorkie for the race restart, so he's going to be able to go to the end of this race on those tyres. So it is really, really good to see that he's able to do that, but unfortunately Snedden, I think he's going to be losing out on this race because he's going to have to pit under those hard tyres to the mediums. If we check here, Snedden's going to have to make a stop because he hasn't made a stop yet this race. Means he's going to possibly lose out on the position to Yorkie, but we'll see how this plays out. Steele into 7. That is Pfister. No, what's happened here? What's happened here? Pfister has retired from this session. Has he crashed under the safety car? He has. Kirky has also hit the wall, and that means Azerbaijan Thomas has also hit into the back of the McLaren as well. It seems that Azerbaijan Thomas has lost his control of his car, so he's going to have to DNF as well from this race, but it looks like he's DNF from this race. He's retired on track, which is not what we want to see. So it's going to look like that there's going to be the top 10 teams, apart from Arash Alonso, who have all got 1 point at least in this race, which means that the championship, Constructors' Championship for this race could go up until the next race in Miami. Very, very unique. It seems like Kirky's also DNF'd as well. That's really unfortunate. So we've had so far 6 DNFs in this race. It's really unfortunate to see these drivers DNF, but hopefully they will be able to come back even stronger in the next race. But hopefully we'll be able to see a fantastic title charge from Yorkie here. Snedden still needs to pit, but he's going to lose out on Yorkie, so it seems like Yorkie's going to have this race in the bag if he can keep it clean. We'll see what happens with the safety car. Obviously lap 12 under the safety car, lap 13 under the safety car, and there's been a lot of action so far today. Again, what we've got actually, we've got RSF1 Core 08, who made up 11 places in this race. And it seems like the connection is losing out a bit, because it seems like there's a lot of people struggling to connect to the race, to keep connected onto the track. But we got only a Destroyer. He's up in P2. Didn't think he'd be up there in this race, but anything can happen in this Grand Prix at the moment. So he's doing really well. We've got Blazer Guns as well up into P3. If we go across and we can see what tyres everyone's on. Most people are on the hards, Bizarmac is on the mediums, as well as the second Mercedes of J. Clates and Arash Alonso on the mediums, and they've all done 7 laps each. Snedden has done 12 laps on the hards, so he is definitely going to need to pit, as well as Lindsay Story, who hasn't pitted before. So the top 5 drivers at the moment still have to pit. There's still a lot of changes in this grid still yet to come. Yorkie is going to be able to go to the end of this race on these tyres. It looks like he's going to be able to win, unless Steele LDN has something to say about that. 3 stops for Jamie, 1 stop for Yorkie, 2 stops for J. Clates as well, and so far we've got no other penalties to go at the moment as we look for the right Paris right that everyone's got. The HRV Thomas has left the session there. Seddon's going to have to pit at some point before the end of this race, as we wait for the safety car restart. We can put ourselves into broadcast mode. go back to the position changes, and let's wait for the safety car restart and see what happens. Been a very exciting race so far. I hope everyone who's watching the stream has been enjoying this race so far. Sen's been told there by his race engineer that he is going to need to stop soon. You can see that on the bottom of your screen where that light comes up. Oh, there seems to be a slight crash. Oh no, that is not what we want to see. There's been it must have been a brake check there. By Snedden obviously wouldn't think that it is malicious, but unfortunately that has knocked a few front wings off there, so it's really upsetting to see that. But hopefully it won't change too much of the outcome of this race, because the only destroyer there has lost a front wing plate there, and has changed from the Haas and the Aston Martin there of Blazer Guns, but he's gonna take that position back under the safety car. Seems that Blazer Guns has lost a bit of his front wing, so he's going to need to pit under that as well. Don't know how long the safety car is going to be out, considering those front wings have come off. It's really unfortunate. Well, a lot of action. We all have action here. So far, nearly everyone's getting a point, apart from Alonso there. He's the only one outside of a point, so we do get one DNF, and so it's going to be everyone here who will be able to get the point. But I'm surprised there the Haas and the Aston Martin has not swapped positions. It might be a case that the game has decided they are to swap positions. But that Haas now is up to P3, which is good news for them. Haven't lost their front wing due to the unfortunate happenings by Snedden there. Safety car in this lap, so let's see what happens. Go on to Snedden here. He's going to back the pack up, try and control their tires. You can see those three teams there, they have got their pit stops that they need to take. Whether they take it at the end of the safety car restart or whether they do it on the next lap, we don't know, but we'll see what happens. Now if we go down, we can see your championship leader, LWS Yorkie, getting ready for the race restart. And I believe they are away. No, they're not away. Oh, they're still waiting. They're still waiting. When's Snedden going to go? He's leaving this incredibly long. And he's away. He's away. I believe they are away. Yorkie's going to lose a little position. He lost the position there, so he has. But ooh, seems like Jimmy's got a 5-second penalty there, and he has retired from this session, so that means everyone here is going to be getting a point. There is a lot of driver changes happening right now. All the drivers there, look, there's so much going on right now with all of this pack. You've got only Destroyer who's taken over, the Haas there, and Gold Samurai as well, taking past the Haas, going past the Haas, going to try and race down the straight here towards turn 3 there. Let's see who comes out on top, or who's going to come out on top. It's going to be the Haas of RSF1, Core X8. Steel at the end is coming up behind them. The two Williams drivers as well, they're going to be back here. They're looking to just make up the position on the constructor standings. They're going to be able to get a good win. Oh, what's happened there to Steel at the end? He's lost his back end there. He's allowed the Williams to get through there. That means LWS Yorkie can come back behind and he can try and gain that position again. What's happened here? Seems to be only Destroyer as well. Snedden's gone far ahead. He's now 4 seconds away, and there seems to be happening. Oh no! What's happened there? That is a massive crash. Massive crash between the Haas and the other Williams there. They've had an accident within the cancel section, and that is yet another safety car. And now we're down to 8 drivers, but that was a very action-packed race restart, but unfortunately there's been a lot of drivers who have had a lot of crashes, so there might be a few steward reports going towards the end of this, but we can see here Yorkie, the only Williams drivers, so it means the constructor standings for the Williams pair won't be looking too well, which means it seems that the Mercedes drivers might have the constructor standings on lock. They might have completed and won this constructors championship. You can see Snedden is now making his pit stop. So he is. See, Yorkie is going to come down here. I don't believe that he's going to pit. I believe if he pits now, he's going to lose out, but he's going to take over the lead of this race, because we've still got Gold Samurai who's still yet to pit. Jay Clates is coming up in the other Mercedes. We've got all the drivers in the pits now as well. Snedden comes out of the pits as well into P4. So we've got the two Mercedes drivers in P3, P4. We've got Blazer Gun still waiting for his wing change. We got Only Destroyer coming out of the pits now into P5. Steel LDN, and he's going to lose out on that other Haas, and the Haas is going to end up in P6. And then last place so far right now, but still gaining points for the Aston pair, is LR Blazer Guns. Absolutely, it's been doing a really good race. He's been trying to keep himself out of trouble, but so far trouble has seemingly found him. Gold Samurai now is your race leader at the moment, but he's going to need to make a pit stop at some point with 10 laps to go. It looks like that's he is letting the AI take control. Don't know what's happened, if he has left the session or if he is simply just clipping an incident that has happened. We've got LWS Yorkie, your championship leader, looking to seal the championship for F3. This could be a very, very good, very interesting race restart with only 8 drivers in this race so far. Kind of reminds me of Indianapolis back in, I believe it was 2007, 2006, Indianapolis, where there was only 6 cars left on the grid due to tyre blowouts. We've had a number of DNFs happen so far. Some of which have been from spin, some of them have been with mistakes, some of them have been contact made. Of course, we'll have the steward reports, and we will see what are the outcomes from that whenever they come in. We can see here as we come on down, you see that beautiful top-down view of all the drivers coming down the pit straight. You got your championship leader in P2 so far, is able to seal the championship. If he makes the win, if he can hold the win down, I believe he will seal this championship up. If he can keep the fastest lap, I'm going to check. I don't believe the fastest lap is here. So no penalties so far. Fastest lap, yes, Yorkie has indeed got the fastest lap at a 1 minute 45.3. So if he is able to keep that positioning, that is going to be a 34-point advantage on his total time on his standings, which means he will go to 248 points in the standings. Snedden at the moment, if he stays in P4, that will be 12 points to Snedden's name. He will then go up the standings to 100 or 200 points, which means that if Yorkie does win this race, he is going to be your F3 champion. So let's see what he can do on the safety car restart. As we come through now towards the castle section, as long as people keep themselves clean, it should be a very, very unique race restart. Seems like the Ferrari has gone down towards last place. He might have been gone into the pits there. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, that was the other Haas driver. Sorry, the other Haas driver has left the session. Hopefully the race restart will be starting up again soon. Safety car in this lap. Gold Samurai is going to try and back up all the drivers here. Let's see when Gold Samurai decides to release everyone. It's been a very, very exciting race. We've got 9 laps left out of this Grand Prix. When is he going to release the drivers? Any second, Gold Samurai can let go. And he goes, and Yorkie is going to come up behind him as well. He's going to try and get the jump on him, and we can see there was a driver swap between the two Mercedes drivers. Snedden is obviously in the championship lead, so obviously we'll see the J Clates is going to allow him to get past. He's going to try and catch up to Yorkie there to try and make up more positions there on the back end. And we've got another driver change as well. Oh, it seems to be Steel LDN. He seems to have spun, he seems to have locked up. And we've got Arash Alonso as well, trying to make a decision up on the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's going to have the inside line there, and he makes the position back from Blazer Guns. He's going to try and make the position back, and he does. So he is going to keep that position from Arash Alonso in the Haas, and he's going to try and extend that lead even further. We got Snedden. He has overtaken Yorkie, and Yorkie tries to come back on him, tries to do the switch back move on him, and he comes back, and they're coming up into the cancel section. So he's going to try and pull a move towards here, but he's not going to be able to. It's going to be a very tight section here, so Yorkie's going to have to try and hold this up as much as he can, and give him some more space to try and push forward towards Gold Samurai. Gold Samurai is obviously going to have to come into the pits, so then Yorkie is going to then inherit the race lead, but hopefully Yorkie can try and extend his lead on Snedden there. As we look ahead on the broadcast mode, you see nice little camera shot there of the cars swooping in. So far it's a quiet start for the rest of the grid. Yorkie's going to try and make a move on Gold Samurai to try and put even more positions between him and Snedden. Snedden is coming up behind on Yorkie. This could be a three-way battle here for first place. But ooh, he's getting squeezed there by Gold Samurai. But there we go. He's going to try and make that position stick. And he comes on the outside there, and Blazer Guns makes a move ahead of Only Destroyer, and he makes that move stick. And Yorkie is going to try and keep on the inside there, and he's going to, Gold Samurai is going to try it on the outside there, and he gets squeezed just on the inside, but Yorkie's still on the inside there for the next turn for T2. And what's going to happen here? Oh, Gold Samurai. Oh, that's a very tight corner there, but Yorkie is not going to be able to keep that position. But Snedden comes in through goes Snedden in the Mercedes. Yorkie is not going to like that position at all, but he's going to have to try and make that back. Oh, a little bit of a banging of wheels between Snedden and Gold Samurai. Gold Samurai is not going to like that, but he's going to have to come through. No! What's happened there? Gold Samurai has completely locked up and taken both him and Snedden out of that. That is really unfortunate. And Blazer Guns is able to make the position on the Mercedes, which means Yorkie is going to be your race leader. He's now going to have to defend against Blazer Guns, but that is not something that we wanted to see. We did not want to see a lock-off from Gold Samurai. He has effectively ruined Snedden's race, and that is really, really heartbreaking to see, because Snedden was really trying to defend against Yorkie, but unfortunately that is not coming through. It seems like Blazer Guns made a mistake there, so that is left through the second Mercedes driver and on the Destroyer in the Alpine. Yorkie is now going ahead and trying to pull out a lead. Oh, it seems that the second Mercedes driver, J Clates, has hit the wall there, so that's really unfortunate for him. He's going to have to come in for a wing change. It's really going to put a damper on his race, which means Only Destroyer gets ahead of him. We've got the Haas driver as well of Arash Alonso trying to make up pick up the pieces and try and make up those places for him. One of J Clates is going to come into the pits. Yes, he's going to come into the pits. Only Destroyer is going to stay in second place, and Yorkie there in first place, your championship leader. And if he wins this race, he wins the championship in total. So as we see there, Steele's the fastest lap. Very namesake of him there. So Yorkie's going to have to gain that fastest lap back, but even with that fast lap, he's still going to win the championship. Gold Samurai, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some form of a penalty. I will have a look. No penalty there, but we'll see what the stewards say whenever that gets handed into the stewards, because I know that Snedden's going to want to hand that in. Snedden in 4th place, trying to make that position back on Yorkie, but he's got 6 laps to do so. Yorkie has got a 2-second lead on Destroyer, or 1.7-second lead, but he seems to be managing that very, very well, and he's probably going to try and bring this home on those hard tyres. He's done very well to try and keep himself out of trouble in this race, so very well done Yorkie in keeping himself out of trouble. He's got only a Destroyer there, doing very well as well himself, up into P2. We've got Arash Alonso the second half, up to P3, doing again a very, very solid race for the Haas driver. Snedden is coming up, he is absolutely rapid, he is catching up to that Haas driver very, very quickly. He's probably going to have him down the back straight here, and we've got a purple final sector by one of the drivers. I believe that would be Steele, who's just come out of that section. Yorkie obviously is going to need some more time between him and Snedden. So far it's just about just over 2 seconds there. Let's see what happens. Snedden, he goes fastest. Snedden is trying to damage control on Yorkie's championship lead, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much unless he can get past the Haas. He does, and the Haas there is going to find it very difficult there, very difficult, very odd as well, going back and forth, but he's going to try and make a move back on that Mercedes driver. Let's see if he tries to make a dive on here, try and keep it clean, no, he backs out of that, he thinks better for that. He does not want to obviously go into the side of the Mercedes driver of Snowden, trying to catch up to only Destroyer. He's trying to make up positions back, try and catch up back to Yorkie. Yorkie's trying to keep everything clean. He is 2.5 seconds away from Destroyer, which means he is 3 seconds adrift from Snedden, which means he is going to create a nice little bump stop for him to avoid Snedden to try and challenge for that race win. As we start to settle down towards these final laps of the race, it seems like everyone's trying to keep themselves out of trouble. As we look at the Ferrari driver, Steele LDN, he's keeping his race quite clean. He's down to 4th position, obviously your pole sitter, but unfortunately lost out in the race. Second Mercedes driver. Mercedes are doing really well. They may have the Constructors title if they continue like this. We got laser guns as well. And Gold Samurai and last place, but still gaining points. We got Snedden here wanting to make a move on Destroyer. Let's see. He's got the DRS open and they fly down. Snedden's definitely got that overspeed to try and get past. Very, very nice move indeed. Snedden's up into 2nd place. Yorkie is still 3 seconds adrift from Snedden. So he's going to want to try and keep that position. He's got 4 laps left to seal this win here at Baku. Very, very eventful race. 9 DNFs so far. Laser Guns also goes head and steals that fastest lap back for that extra championship point. So obviously Yorkie is going to want to take that point back, but I think at this point he knows if he can win this race, then he will be your F3 champion. Snedden's definitely making up positions. He's on the medium tire, so he's going to be able to make up the positions very quickly. He's going to be able to make up that time, so it's all about the defense for Yorkie. Everyone keeping it clean so far. You got a Haas driver, but the Alpine driver as well for the battle at P3. As we settle down towards the last few laps of this race, Snedden is making up a lot of time and also using that ERS app. Does not want to use too much of that app, wants to use it to try and gain back some of that ERS. Yorkie is on those tyres for a considerable amount of laps. 11 laps on those hard tyres towards the end of the race, another 6 laps. Snedden is on those mediums, so he's going to be able to possibly try and gain that position back. And he's going to consistently just bring that gap down further and further, lap by lap. And we'll see what happens towards these end laps of this race. Seems that Yorkie is able to manage the time difference just as well. And we'll keep the stops open there for you. I got Snedden catching up now within a second of Yorkie. He's going to be able to have DRS. Is Yorkie going to be able to hold him back? Is Yorkie going to be able to hold him back? If Yorkie gets the 18 points, he'll have a 26-point lead in total for the championship. If we look at driver standings, he will be on 236 points, which means he'll still be, even if he ends up in second, he will still be your F3 champion. And hopefully we can get a word from him during the points race interviews and we can try and get those arranged. But now Snedden is within 5/10 of Yorkie there. He's going to see if he can try and make a move. What's happened here? What's happened? Jay Clates, what's happened? What's happened? There's been an accident with Jay Clates. He is now out of this Grand Prix, and another safety car. That is not what Snedden wants. That is not what Snedden wants at all. Because if this is the case, the race could end on the safety car. It looks like Snedden has hit the wall. That's really upsetting for Jay Clates. Sorry. Or the other Mercedes driver that's going to be hit on the Mercedes Constructors Championship, so that means the Constructors Championship will go to the final race in Miami. That's really upsetting to see. Blazer Guns there, making up another position. Steele in 5th, Alonso in 4th. 3rd is Only Destroyer. 2nd is Snedden. Your race leader and possibly race winner is LWS Yorkie. There could be a possibility that this ends under the safety car, and that is not going to be favourable for a lot of people, I don't think. But it's going to be the way things end, as it looks. Steele coming into the pits. I believe he is going to try and go onto the softs to try and steal that championship point, but I'm not too sure whether it will play out, as I'm pretty sure we will probably end this race under the safety car. But this is definitely not what Snedden was looking for. He has done a really fantastic race. He seemed to have been challenging for P1 multiple times during this race and seemed to have had the win stolen from Yorkie at the end of this race. That crash from Jay Clates, his teammate, may have ruined those chances, which is definitely not what you want to see, but we might have one racing lap. So it definitely will be like Abu Dhabi of 2021. Apart from letting other drivers in, we might have one racing lap, but we will see. We will see. But this has been a very, very good race. And if you guys enjoyed this race, and whoever is watching who's not a part of the Discord, there is a link in the Twitch description, as well as the Nightbot leaving the link in the chat from every now and again. Safety car is in this lap. We're going to have 2 racing laps here at Baku. This is going to be a final 2 laps to decide what's going to happen and see how many points ahead Yorkie can win this championship. This is hitting too close to home for those Mercedes fans. For those Mercedes fans of last year, is hitting way too close. But Snedden's obviously going to want to try and damage control and try and reduce the points gap of the points that Yorkie's going to win by. So we're going to see when Yorkie decides to let the racers go, and he goes, and he's away, and plays a gun, steals a position away from that Ferrari. Snedden is coming up very close. He's going to try and make a dive bomb. No, he's going to think better of it. He knows he's still got another lap there, another 2 laps to try and hit it. He's going to try and make a move down towards T1, and there's Blazer Gunners again making another position. You've also got Only Destroyer as well coming up into the back, and you got Snedden making that position on that Williams of Yorkie. That is a really good move there, and we'll see if Yorkie has any move back, and then cuts him off right there. And what's happened there? That's Blazer Guns. He's spun. Unfortunately, he's going to lose out on that position there that he made up on that Ferrari. But we can see here Snedden is now your race leader for this race, and Yorkie, I don't think he's going to be able to make that position back, but it doesn't matter because he will be the F3 champion if he can stay within P2. He's got Only Destroyer behind him, so he's going to have to make a defense on Only Destroyer as well. So hopefully he'll be able to keep that up. if Yorkie is in P3. I'm not too sure what that means for the championship. Believe that means the points difference will go up to 233 for Yorkie. If Snedden can win this, that'll be 25 points plus his points that he won in the sprint, which means there could still be a position, but no, Omni Destroyer loses the back end and Steel can then still position again from P3, and Yorkie is obviously going to just try and damage control and try and keep his position on P2, with Steel LDN catching up on the back end of him. We've got one more racing lap to see if Yorkie can keep his championship lead from where he is, and if he keeps himself into P2, he will win his championship for this race. But as it stands, I do believe the constructors standings will go to Miami next year. But as we go to the final racing lap, your race winner is going to be Snedden69 as it stands. He is in P1. He is 2 seconds adrift from LWS Yorkie. He's going to try and extend that lead even further. We've got Steel LDN. He's going to try and make a position on Yorkie. Yorkie's going to try and make a defensive maneuver. Steel has to back out of there. Yorkie is desperately going to need to try and hold on to this position because Steel has that extra Drivers' Championship point. Very crucially as well, if we look as well, if we can see fastest lap, no, El Del Real Blazer Guns has that championship point, and oh, that is going to be very close. Look what's going on. He's got the inside line. What's going to happen here with Yorkie? Yorkie's got the inside line coming into the next corner. This is absolutely fantastic racing by Steel at the end, but Yorkie loses out on that position, but he's going to try and steal that position back from the inside from Steel. Oh, they're going to squeeze him out. He's going to go back into the cancel section. What's going to happen here? They can't go side by side in this cancel section. That's not going to work, boys. But Steel steals that position from Yorkie. He is now in second. Yorkie is in third. I do believe, if I just double check the championship standings, Yorkie will have a lead of 233 points. Snedden, with that extra points, will be on 202. Yorkie will be on 233. There is a very high possibility this could still go to the last race in Miami, as Snedden comes through to the end of the race. He's been an absolutely fantastic race in this championship. You would have thought you would have wrote him out towards the end of the lap when he got hit, but no, Snedden is your race winner at Baku, and he extends his lead. He comes up to 202 points after his sprint finish. He gained a few points off his sprint. He's going to be able to gain his championship. That was an absolutely fantastic race, and the championship leader is in P3 himself. Yes, Snedden gained an extra 2 points. So he gains 20. So they gain 27. So Snedden will be on 204 points. And a reminder to the top 3 teams: keep yourselves in the podium positions, please, just so I can then take down the race interviews. But there's a possibility that this will still go to Miami next week. And it was a very, very close race. Got Steel LDN. Snedden is obviously your race winner at 25 points. 27 points in total from the sprint race. Steel LDN in the Ferrari, 18 points plus 8, 26 points, which extends their lead in the championship to 236 points. If we have a look at the standings, and we look at the race director from the distances between everyone, if that wants to come up for me. LWS Yorkie, yes, 236 points, and Snedden 177 points is on 204. So 236. It does look like Yorkie has in fact clinched his title for F3. Been able to go through and double check all of the standings. I'm going to have to go back and try and get those standings there because for some reason the game had stopped and had it frozen for me, so I do apologise for that. It looks like LWS Yorkie is your season winner. And if we get ourselves into it, we'll let everyone leave. And we'll go through your top 3 drivers: Snedden, 69, Steel LDN, and LWS Yorkie, just as I get confirmation that they are ready for their post-race interviews. Seems like Yorkie does not have a mic there, but I do know two have. Okay. Let me see. Can people hear me? We are looking for our top 3 drivers. We are looking for Steel in 2nd place. Can you guys hear me? Let me have a look. Voice chat. I don't know what is happening with the voice chat there. Push to talk is on. Can anyone hear me in the lobby at the moment? Can anyone hear me in the lobby? No, I don't think the chat will work. Let's have a look. Should be working, but apparently it's not working at all. I do apologise. It seems that the voice chat does not want to work for us, which is not going to be great. And if I see if people can hear me now. Okay. Nope. Still LDN. No. I'm not too sure why the voice chat doesn't work. But I do apologise, guys. We're not going to be able to get to hear from your top 3 drivers today. I'm not too sure. We're going to try and see if we can get the voice chat to work the next time. But as you saw, Snedden is your race winner, Steel LDN is your 2nd place driver, and your championship winner of F3 is LWS Yorkie. Now, he has got his championship lead at 236 points, and Snedden has his championship at 204 points. Even with a DNF in the last race, Yorkie is still going to be your champion. So well done, LWS Yorkie, but the Constructors' Championship has not finished yet. We are still waiting for, obviously, to see what's going to happen with regards to the Mercedes and Williams Constructors' Championship, but hopefully the next race will be a nice and exciting race for everyone to watch. And hopefully everyone will be coming back and be able to increase any more leads as well. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the driver standings, but I will go into the background and I will post all of the final results at the end of this. But again, thank you guys so much for coming in and watching this race. Again, congratulations again for LWS Yorkie for his championship win, and we look forward to seeing you all in the next race at Miami.